Steps 1 and 2. Choosing a domain name and choosing a hosting company. Traditionally, this is a two-step process, meaning you would normally buy your domain name and web hosting from separate companies. I'm going to show you how to combine the two. What I like to do is choose a hosting company that gives me a domain name for free just for signing up for the hosting service. In this example, we're going to buy web hosting from Bluehost.com. Bluehost is cheap and their service is second to none. Also, when you buy the initial hosting service, they give you the domain name for free. You've got to like that. I save money this way. It makes renewing the hosting and the domain name easier since it's with the same company. But most of all, it makes setting up your website easier and faster because you don't have to deal with the step of pointing or changing your DNS record to your hosting service and then waiting for the change to take place. Now, you may not know what a domain name server is or anything about this process, but that's okay because you don't have to deal with this in this process. Let's go ahead and step through the process. Open up your favorite browser. Go to Google and type in Bluehost.com, or if you like, you can type it in directly in the address window. For this example, we'll just put Bluehost.com in the Google search window and we'll hit enter. That's going to bring up the result. We're going to click on Bluehost web hosting. Click on that. We'll now click on sign up now. That's going to bring us to a screen that will allow us to validate or verify if the domain name that we want to use is in fact available. Now, if you already had your own domain name, you would skip this, but for the sake of this video, we're going to assume that you don't have a domain name and that you're going to need to verify that the one that you want to select is valid. So we'll type in, we'll select my domain name 23, and in terms of extensions, which is the .com or .net or .org, those last three digits on the domain name, if at all possible, you want to always look for a .com domain or extension. If .com is not available, then you'd want to select a .net. If either of those are not available, then my suggestion to you would be to search for another domain name, as those are the two most popular ones. Now, if you are a non-for-profit organization, then you can choose to use a .org extension. But in this case, we are a small business in this example, and we're going to look for a .com extension. The next thing we would do is click the next button. And if the domain name that we were looking to use is available, then we're going to get a message that's going to congratulate us, but it's also going to tell us that the domain name is available. And now the next step is for us to purchase this domain name, or to purchase the service. We're going to get the domain name for free, but we're going to have to purchase the service. And so the way you do that is you're going to have to put in your account information, your credit card information, stuff like that. Then you're going to have to select your package information. Now, what I'll suggest to you is that you don't necessarily need SiteLock Domain Security. You don't need Site Backup Pro. You don't need Search Engine Jumpstart. And believe it or not, you don't really need Whois Privacy. I mean, I don't normally select privacy because I don't care if someone knows who I am, what my name is, and the fact that I own this domain name, nor do I care if they contact me, because I can choose to ignore that. But what you will need to do is you will need to select what's called an account plan. Now, there are several plans that you can select. The first three are 12-month, 24-month, and 36-month plans. The three that we're looking at the bottom are more advanced and more pro plans, and I don't believe you need to select those. Now, the beautiful thing about selecting hosting from Bluehost is that the longer the contract period, the cheaper the web hosting costs per month. For instance, if you were to select a 36-month hosting plan, you would pay only $3.95 a month, or the equivalent of that. Now, of course, you've got to pay that all at once, but if I'm correct, the $3.95 per month is approximately $47 a year, which is a pretty good price. So you'll select your hosting plan, put in your billing information, and then you'll click next. Now, once you click next, you'll get an email, and that email will provide all of the information. It'll provide your user ID, and it will provide you with a temporary ID that you'll use to log into the hosting service and to what's called the cPanel. And the next steps, we'll talk about the cPanel, and we'll talk about the steps that you need to begin to build your website. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how to install WordPress, which is just a fabulous content management system. That's all for now. We'll see you on the next step.